Okay, 1 second, everybody. My cat's being a nuisance. Okay, there you go. All right, let's go back. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's a very good idea, Cliff. This place is much larger than it seems. It's difficult to visit each part of every single day. Sam, behave.
I got it.
I'm sure we can make a decent debt together at least. Actually, since there's so many of us this time, we could take a different sides of the market.
Sounds good.
Divide and conquer, huh? That sounds brilliant. Everyone watched your mom's surprised. No one had considered that an option, but your mom flashed the group a dazzling smile, continuing with the thought. Though, as it's a little unfair that there are only 4 Coon family members and only 2 Holdens here, so I'll go with you boys to even out the odds. Interesting. Mom's taking the male role. I'd figure Ma would want to go.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Cliff scratched the back of his neck and slowly met Cove's stare. They both seemed unconvinced, but they weren't sure what to say about it. Don't worry. We'll be apart for only a few hours, and then we'll have something to talk about at the end of it. Father and son ultimately nodded. This was an argument they were going to win.
All right.
Alright, I don't get the point, but I also don't mind spending the first part of the trip with 4 and Ma. Ma clapped her hands together at that. Wonderful. Are the teams ready to go? Sam! Oh my god. She is so the hot people minus Kira are here. True. Okay, alright. Honestly, low-key, kind of messed up that we're like saying, oh, the family's here, but Kira's not here. You know what I mean? We're totally disincluding her. Can I be the one who goes with the Holdens instead? You know what? Yeah, let's go. Look, I'm the kind of type of dude who's like, let's just roll with it. Delighted, Ma hooked an arm around you in a little side hug. You grinned.
Thank you.
Thank you for. Taking the lead, Mom walked over to Cove and Cliff, who were still eyeing her confusedly. Come on, boys, we're heading out. I mean, she's in another state, so understandable. True. Sure. Okay. Okay. Cove looked at you softly and found himself pulled forward, stopping in front of you. His expression flickered for a moment, hesitant. Bye. Okay, he 100% giving off like mechanic vibes right now. He looks like he has like a wrench in his hand right now. Honestly. Bye. Suddenly, he twitched slightly, his whole body getting stiff. He jerked his gaze back at your mom, and you realized that she had grabbed the hem of his shirt. She gave it a small tug before letting it go.
No.
Time's a wasting, Cove, and I've known you long enough to be aware that you're one to linger. If I don't stop you now, you'll only drag your feet on parting ways more. The 2 of you can survive 1 morning apart, probably. You have some important shopping to do right now. Cove gasped at what he felt was a truly obscene thing to say. His face burned red, but that was ignored by him. She spoke with an unimpressed roll of the eyes.
Seriously?
You don't need to literally pull me away from 4. I'm not that clingy. Oh, I totally gave him the wrong voice. Mom snickered with a shake of her head. Cove's eyebrows raised over the reaction. He turned to Ma. She wouldn't meet his eye, as she whistled innocently. Liz smirked from ear to ear, and Cove whipped his head around towards his dad. Mr. Holden couldn't offer anything more than an apologetic shrug. It was only then that it dawned on Cove that everyone think that he was that needy. Finally, he dared to face you with wide, pleading eyes. No, I'm not defending him because they're right. There is nothing wrong with being attached. It's nice. And you meant it. You very much enjoyed Cove's company and his affectionate nature. But that wasn't exactly a denial of what he's being accused of. Mom's smile grew. Look, I will do anything to make fun of you, but if it's the truth, I'm not defending you. I'm not going to defend something that is true. I'm not going to defend you for something that is true. Cove couldn't believe that he was being completely outnumbered. His mouth twisted as he struggled to come up with something to say in his defense. Yeah, well, look at how pissed he is. I love that. So what? That admission had Liz, your moms, and dad bursting into laughter. Cove grimaced and walked several steps from the group before stopping. He clearly wanted to move on, so much that he was physically moving away. You smiled softly and waved goodbye. When he noticed, Cove's mouth pulled into a bent smile of his own, and he started to feel
See you later.
better a bit.
See you in a few hours.
Take care of yourselves! At that, Mom had picked a direction and set out to the market with Mr. Holden and Cove following behind her. Grinning, Ma sent off with a big wave, Liz giving a daintier goodbye wave herself. Despite the change in plans, you're glad to be there. Look, I don't need to live on Cove. It wasn't that what you'd imagine, but that didn't matter. There was a whole market to explore, and you couldn't wait to find some good stuff. And when they were gone, Ma cheerfully turned towards you and Liz. She put her hands on her hips. You think there'd be any nice ginger around here?
We'll have to find out.
You nodded in agreement, keen to truly get the trip going. Ma led you both into the busy market. Some time had passed browsing. There were only a few stalls you stopped at. You had fun chatting and laughing, pointing out the various things Ma and Liz and vice versa. I would get tired of walking if that was a big market. Oh, dude, kidding me? I love big markets. The bigger, the better. I like getting lost in like shops. I am a real big mall rat. Like if I can go just to the stores just to see the stores, I 100% would. At one point, Ma stopped suddenly. She put a hand on her belly and gave a half-hearted smile. I think I should have used the bathroom before we left home, like the two of you responsibly did. That's a very weird phrasing, but okay.
Just need a pee.
Yes.
Yeah, Liz. I need to go visit the ladies' room now. Should Liz and I go on without you? Ma craned forward as she struggled to pinpoint the direction she needed to go. She gently considered your suggestion. Actually, I might need help finding my way. Could you please come, Lizzie? Don't get me wrong, I love window shopping and sometimes actually buying, but walking is tiring. Pfft. Walking is my bread and butter. That's what I live for. You and your sister had to share a look over that. Why do that of all things?
Ma, if anyone should go anywhere on their own, shouldn't it be you?
You're the one needing a detour, and you're the parent here. Ma giggled, unfazed by the resistance. Liz, meanwhile, tipped the brow of her hat up, watching Ma skeptically. Oh, don't tell me she's getting old. Soon enough, Four will have to handle doing these kind of errands on his own. This makes for good practice. What? Ma hooked an arm around Liz's and pulled her along. Have fun. We'll find each other again later.
Excuse me?
I would just laugh. None of these are particularly good, so I'll just do bye. It was all I could mutter as Ma and Liz waded into the crowd. They were out of sight within moments, and what started as your group outing rapidly became you, entirely on your own. You thought, screw 'em. You were done with this whole... God, so cynical. Man, some people are just pissed. No, I felt great being on my own. You thought Ma was being ridiculous, but you didn't really mind. You weren't sure what ulterior motives Ma had for pulling this, but that was so far down your priority list at the moment. You're starting to feel happy at the idea of doing things at your own pace. I know 3's the bait, but realistically, I could totally do number 1. If I was doing this myself, I'd pick 1. Crystal, should I do 3 or should I do 1? What I would actually do or what I think would be the most interesting? 1. Really? Resigned to your fate, you picked up where you left off browsing the stalls. 1 hooked your attention. Oh, look. While most of the stalls were selling various garden-grown foods, one had an array of homemade fudge. Let's go! There are even vegan versions of every option. Okay. 1 second, I have to do this. We got chocolate peanut butter. Caramel. Oh, cookies and cream. Oh, White chocolate. Yes. Dark chocolate. Hell yeah. Milk chocolate. Okay, actually, bad advertising. They should have that one up here because that's like more, like the common flavor should be at the front, and then the more crazy flavor should be in the back. Key lime. You tilted my head, but I'll take a try. Toffee. Yes. White chocolate, white peppermint. I'll give this a shot. Maple walnut, classic, delicious. Red velvet, weird, delicious. Dark chocolate mint. Let's go. You get closer to the stall. You sidestepped past a few other people and got yourself right in front of the counter for better luck. There was a wide spread, dozens and dozens of delicately cut squares of decadence. True gluttony. You know me, Neo. Okay, maybe not, but you know what? You know me now. The owner smiled and approached you to explain their shop. The fudge is sold in boxes of 4 pieces. They can be all the same, all different, or any mix you like. Are you looking to buy any today? Hell yeah. Neo, understand, they all look so good. If I was realistically here, I'd probably get this one. The whole selection was too good to not share. Get a box for Cove. Looking at the treats made you think of Cove. You grinned, hoping he liked what you picked out. I wouldn't get myself a box. I'd just get me a solo piece. But I'd still get a piece. I want peas. Your mind was already filling with the thoughts of sinking your teeth into delicious fudge. There's no way you're walking home empty-handed now. I am buying everything. Yes, I could do for some fudge. I'm glad you came to the right place then. For yourself, you picked... Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, dark chocolate. And, dark chocolate mint. And, chocolate toffee. And milk chocolate. For the group, you picked, I'm going generic, dark, white, and where's, maple walnut. For Cove, key lime, I'm giving him weird shit. Red velvet. Yeah, he loves key lime if I recall correctly. Toffee and caramel. You're already looking forward for when you eat your fine selection of fudge. Couldn't help but try to imagine how Cove might react when you gave this to him. Everyone else was definitely going to be happy when you regrouped later. You paid, and there was no stopping the large grin going across your face. Pivoting on your heels, you wove your way back to the center of the path. The funny thing is, I remembered he liked key lime, even though, I don't recall when I learned that. I don't remember learning, I just know that. God, I guess that's what happens when you know somebody for so long. You pondered for a moment what you should do now. None of the stalls were catching your eye. What did catch your attention, however, was the head of a familiar seafoam hair sticking out above the crowd. You knew instantly it was Cove. He hadn't noticed you yet, but he was walking in your direction. He held a couple of bags tightly in his hand. Strangely, you couldn't spot your mom or his dad anywhere. You know what? I got a gift for him. You called out to him. Cove, over here! He instantly stopped dead in his tracks. Alert, Cove's head snapped up and his eyes searched the crowd until they landed on you. His whole demeanor brightened at the sight. 4! He weaved through the passerbys awkwardly in an attempt to get through as fast as reasonably possible, nearly stumbling more than once. I bounced and placed. It only took a moment for him to arrive. It was undeniable that he was shopping by himself. You stared at him confused. Where's the rest of your group? Cove crossed his arms defiantly, the bags twisting in front of him. Your mom took my dad, and I ended up alone. Why are you by yourself? Ma and Liz abandoned me too. What? I can't believe what happened to the both of us. They planned it. They had to. But I don't know why. Are they pranking us? I don't know either. And you meant it. You couldn't fathom what your moms were up to. Cove shook his head, trying to clear his mind. I'm putting money. We're being watched from a
Well,